And last week's From the Press Box to Press Row with Donald Ware. Often older than hit the bottom. Give up all folks, game face, low body folks, circle about, circle strong, when I move on, thinking I told my hand. I still don't know the answer to this question because there's a lot of football left to be swept, play for the contestants, and then come back again now, so sure this good now the football game, so we can be consistent. I think it's just a non-competition. Yes, the court, I think I'll be a contender and we'll get more and we go into competition. For the Press Box to Press Row is one of the hottest sports talk shows in the country. Join Donald each week as he takes you on a journey through the world of HBCU sports and pro sports and interviews with top sports and entertainment figures. That's from the Press Box to Press Row each week on your favorite station.
FM 107.5 The Vibe, 1110 AM KTTP.
You've been searching, the good ones are hard to find. Said you won't settle, the rest of your heart is asking. And life's too precious just to be wasting time. Disappointment is something that's so familiar. You can't do hard to watch them fall again. So you start trying to find your one million. In the language of your love, ain't nobody comprehend. I got one for you. With satisfaction, yeah, I'll show you pleasures, girl. You thought you never feel, said you were flying like the world was far below us. You said there's no way that I could take you higher still. So I got more for you.
us live right here every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. on the new Vibe 107.5 and KTTP 1110 a.m.
You're listening to the best show on the radio with 20 years of award-winning and legendary broadcast excellence. It's Eyes Open with Tony Brown. Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Tony Brown says come clean or stay away nasty. This is the all-new Vibe 107.5 FM. KTTP 1110 AM. The powerhouse of Senla.
From the upper third to Mountain Park, you're listening to FM 107.5, The Vibe, FM 1110 AM, KTTP, Alexandria Palmville.
Got it, I'm the hottest around. When we see the rolling the dollars around. Got the top down, feeling the sounds quaking. Guys ride hard, the guys with the chrome. The bottom right, the other side. When you lay up, spitting at your tongue, don't even try to shoot the shell and kick it with Kelly. I look good, you gotta be cheese, you ain't out of your league.
We like the boys that beat them like flaming, flaming. All of them like they go flaming, flaming. Can you think that we're claiming, claiming? Always be talking that country slang. We like the beat that beat the back beating, beating. I see so low from the chief end. Love how he keep my body screaming. from the very street. If you're looking at me, I need a soldier. And they said to stand up for me. No need to big things if you know what I mean. If it's time to stay good, I ain't checking for a very street. If you're looking at me, I need a soldier. And they said to stand up for me. Gotta know to get going anywhere the street. We like the boys up top from the BK. Know how to get that money 3 ways. Always riding big on the freeway. With that East Coast slang, that is country girls. We like don't cut teasers with the deep waves. To snatch up your Beyonce. Always coming down, dropping our way. Telling us the country girls are kind of girls they like. Looking for a better street. If you're looking at me, I need a soldier. Stand up for me. No need to big things if you know what I mean. If it's time to stay good, I ain't checking for a better street. If you're looking at me, I need a soldier. And it's gonna stand up for me. Gotta really get going anywhere street. I know some soldiers in here. They wanna take care of me. I know some soldiers in here. Don't mind taking one from me. I know some soldiers in here. They wanna send out on me. I know some soldiers in here. Don't mind sending out on me.
CK Shirley is an army. I'm walking with purple hearts on me. You're talking to the soldier. Body molded up like the subway in Harlem. Call them please F baby. Please say the baby. If you don't see me on the block, I ain't tryna hide. I blend in with the hood, I'm camouflage. Bandana tied, so mommy join my troop. Bad time she hear my name, she said,
I like them boys over there, they looking strong tonight. Just like it on the phone tonight. We in it, he's in the zone tonight. You don't know we might be on tonight. Oh, he looking good and he talking right. He the type that might change my life. Every time you look at me, my girls be like, but you may be the one tonight.
If it's time to stay good, I ain't checking for a better street. If you're looking at me, I need a soldier. And it's gonna stand up for me. No one carry big things if you know what I mean. If it's time to stay good, I ain't checking for a better street. If you're looking at me, I need a soldier. And it's gonna stand up for me. Gotta know to get going anywhere the street. I know some soldiers in here. They wanna take care of me. I know some soldiers in here. Wouldn't mind putting that on me.
107.5, The Vibe.
Mary, live your life, girl. Live your life, girl.
That's all we need to make everything complete. Every time to live together.
Good morning. It's the Jaguar Journal. I'm Reggie Flood, and of course, my man P. White, Perry White, will be joining me in just a second. We got Mike on the boards, and it's the Jaguar football weekend. As we get prepared, the Jaguars take on Florida A&M at A.W. Mumford Stadium, 6 o'clock on a cool, not a really a cool, but a medium temperature, crisp night. Temperature's supposed to be about 75 degrees at game time at kickoff. Supposed to get to like 64 degrees this evening during the game. So it's going to be nice considering the heat wave we've had here in the deep south in South Louisiana. So that's going to be nice as the Jags take on the Rattlers, which had a little late start. But that's all right. We're rocking and rolling. We're making it happen early in the morning. You know it's early, but we're up and doing it. it's a Jaguar winning weekend, hopefully. And we got Jay and Tiffany are going to join us in hour number 2. They're going to join us about 8 o'clock. So we got the full staff here making this thing happen, man. You know how we do it. It's a good day, man. I'm excited. I'm ready for this. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful for the Jags. I think what everybody wants to see is the Jags come out and play well, look good, and hopefully get a victory. Of course, that's the end game. Considering everything that we've seen with Southern in the past few weeks, we've seen some really bad football, honestly. Not been good football. Then we see them go to Pine Bluff last week, go to Perry's hometown, and shut Pine Bluff out, beat them 27-0. And it seems like they used that off week. They were off the week before. Seems like they used that off week to kind of make some tweaks, some changes, which is what you want to see. And they came out and offense actually put points on the board. Defense pitched a shutout. Defense had been playing well the whole season, but you see them pitch a shutout. They were flying to the ball. And offensively, you felt like even though they put 27 points up, you felt like you could have seen more. Like they still left some points on the field. And with that being said, you're hoping that they're moving, that's an upward trend, that they're finding themselves. It's hard to gauge because it was a Pine Bluff team that honestly is kind of a hit and miss. Pine Bluff played some tough opponents early. They played them tough. They played Tennessee State tough. They had a tough game against Miles College. And then they took a loss to Alabama A&M, which Alabama, they lost that game late in the game. But they played some tough games, and then Southern came out. Southern played a tough game, and when you look at like opponents, Southern played also a tough game against Alabama A&M. So like opponents, it was about the same difference. But Southern came out and completely dominated Pine Bluff and beat them 27-0. So we're hopeful that that's a good sign that the Jaguars are trending in the right way. Taking on a Florida A&M team that, if you look at it on paper, Florida A&M they've gotten some good victories. Of course, they beat Jackson State on national TV to kick off the season. But then when you look at it from a personnel standpoint, this might be a pretty evenly matched game when it comes to personnel. So that's why I'm looking forward to this game. I'm looking forward to see what happens, to see if the Jaguars are in fact on an upward trend, see if they're getting better, see if this starts a run for the Jaguars, because with all the things that we've gone through in terms of the fan base and how they feel about the way the team is played, all the things that have been said, they still have everything in front of them. They still have opportunity to win the West, which they're a game behind Grambling right now for the lead in the West. So they still have to play Prairie View. They still have games in front of them. They still have opportunity to win the West. They still have opportunities, to go to the championship, Celebration Ball. Everything is in front of this team. The 2 losses that they have don't count in conference standings, even though they were against conference opponents. So, for all the gloom and doom, this team could still very well achieve the goals that they have. And the goals, of course, are to win the championship. So they can still do that. And if they do that, how do you guys feel about it? I know a lot of people have not been happy with the product that's been produced by Coach Dooley and his staff. I mean, and I proposed this a while back. I talked about this a while back. Just suppose they lose those. Suppose those are the only 2 games they lose this season. Suppose they just go on a streak and just run the table. Does that turn the table? Does that make people feel better? Do people then jump on the Dooley bandwagon? Because right now, I think today's game is important because it's the opportunity that we had against Jackson State to really solidify things, get the fan base fired up and ready to go. That opportunity was blown. That's behind us. Nothing you can do about it now. But you have another opportunity today. You're playing a big-time rival a team that the fans get excited for. Maybe not as excited as they were early in the season, but they get excited for Florida A&M. And you have opportunity to get some of those fans, not all of them, but you have opportunity to get some of those fans back. And I think this can be a momentum-building game. I think the Pine Bluff game was a momentum-building game. I think you can take this game and you can really get some momentum behind you going into the second half or the second quarter of the season, where you got some tough matchups, but most of them are at home. You know, and that's the thing that's fallen Southern's way this year. Most of their tough matchups are at home. So you have another home game in front of your home crowd, get to sleep in the comfort of your own bed, and you have opportunity to beat a team that a lot of people consider number one or number two team in HBCU football. So this is another opportunity for Southern to take advantage of that, Coach Dooley and the staff. And I think for the fan base, they just want to see our team come out, be well, be prepared, play well, and don't give the game away. Because I think that's the frustration that the fans are seeing. They felt like our team hasn't been well prepared. They felt like our team has missed opportunities in almost every game that they've lost. Well, not almost every game. In every game that they've lost, they've had so many opportunities to win the game or to put points on the board or to make plays, and it seems like they've left those plays out on the field. We saw Harold Blood, who's, of course, the quarterback is going to get more blame than he deserves and more credit than he deserves. Harold Blood hadn't played well last week. Harold Blood completed all but 2 passes. He threw 1 interception to start off the game, and then I think he went 16 straight completions or something like that. And, you know, I think he was 17 for 19 for 215 yards. Not a lot of yards, which means he was taking a lot of short passes, but that's okay. The accuracy was what mattered. And they did something that we hadn't seen them do all year. Commit to the run. Run the ball, coach. They ran the ball. And I think those are the types of things that our fan base, that the people watching, the educated fan base that we have, that's the kind of things they want to see. Where, like I said, people might not know the X's and the O's to give you the technical names or stuff, but they know good football when they see it. You don't have to know, the X and the Y and, the formations and the, group personnel groupings and all of that to know good football when you see it. And the fan base of Southern is sophisticated enough to know good football. And I think last week was a step in the right direction to playing good football. They ran the ball, they took what the offense gave them, and the defense came out and they played well. And like I said, the defense has played well most of the year, but they've had lapses. We didn't see as many lapses in the defense. And in turn, and they gave up plays, but not big plays. In today's game, that's kind of what defense is. You give up some plays, but you don't give up big plays. And of course, they pitched the shutout, so they didn't give up any scoring plays. That's a big deal. A lot of people say, well, it was Pine Bluff. But like I said before, Pine Bluff had played some tough opponents and played them well. So Pine Bluff, you might look at them as a pushover, but they really weren't. Now, we'll have a better feeling for what Southern is if Southern's going to be a real title contender. I believe this will be a game that we'll get a better perspective on that by watching this game against Florida A&M. Because Florida A&M comes in with Jeremy Musa, who was preseason I think he's preseason all SWAC, one of the top quarterbacks in the SWAC. A lot of people think he's the top returning quarterback in all of HBCU, and some say in FCS football, but he's struggled. So if you're Southern, you want to continue to make that guy struggle. You want to get him off his spot. You want to put pressure on him, make him struggle. You can't let Jeremy Musa beat you at this stage. Florida A&M,
they can run the ball, but like Southern, they don't seem to be committed to the run. If you're Southern, you're probably going to have to be prepared. I would think Florida A&M is probably going to try to commit to the run against Southern. But Southern's defense is a great all-around defense. It's a good all-around defense. I think they can handle it. I think if Southern's offense can get cooking early, which is what we've said every game, that the offense needs to get going early. But if they can get going early, can take some of the stress off the defense, Southern has a great opportunity to win this game. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward. I'm excited about this. I'm excited for the fan base. And I know a lot of people, it's been a lot of consternation and talk. I'm hoping, and I put out a message earlier this week that I want our fan base to come out and pack Mumford Stadium. If you can't attend the game, give the tickets to somebody or whatever. Just come out. Let's put out a crowd and bring a crowd to Mumford Stadium. Make our stadium loud, make it obnoxious, and make it hard for the opposing team. That's what Mumford Stadium should be. No question. That is what it should be. Mike, is it time for us to take a break, man? Let's take a break, get on the clock. We want to welcome our people from Alexandria, from KTTB, I'm sorry.
Outspoken, informative, the Jaguar Journal. Your source for the latest information on Southern University.
At Reliable Roofing, we're dedicated to providing exceptional roofing services, including roof inspections, repairs, and complete roof installations with over 30 years experience.
Reliable Roofing provided me with valuable, quality, and dependable service. They were reliable and affordable. Please protect your most valuable investment with quality roofing services from Reliable Roofing. Definitely with a Pro Club. Let our family help your family. Call for a free estimate today.
At Reliable Roofing, we're dedicated to
Depression, anxiety, trauma, nicotine dependence, and more. Many families are struggling with behavioral health issues. Reaching out for professional help is the best thing you can do for you and your family. At Care South, we are committed to helping individuals and families to heal, bounce back, and grow stronger. Our team of professionals are available for telehealth and in-person visits. Call for an appointment today at 225-650-2000. Hope and healing.
Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialist located at the 415 Bienville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, planters, warts, wound care, and more. The professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, can help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialists in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
Hi, this is Dolores with Robinson Family Mortuary. We understand that times are hard and life is challenging, but planning for the homegoing service for a loved one should not be. So we are offering a service starting at $3,000, which comes in various color options. If you need more information, please give us...
I'm Reggie Flood. We're making it happen here. 499-1073 is the number if you want to call in. 499-1073. We're talking Jaguar football. Jaguars visited Pine Bluff last weekend, got a good victory, 27-0 over the University of Arkansas. Pine Bluff Golden Lions went up to Funky Town Mike, and Mike, I still haven't got my turkey wing, man. My turkey leg, man. Ain't got my turkey leg. You know, my man Donald told me he was going to give me a turkey leg, but I haven't seen P. White, so maybe P. White is holding out on me about the turkey leg, man. I got a C. I hadn't gotten one yet. That's all I know. I don't have the turkey leg in hand. Once the turkey leg gets in hand, then it's all good, man. I got to see what's happening. But yeah, so the Jaguars visited Pine Bluff, got a good victory, got a little bit of a confidence builder. I think the team needed this as much as more than anybody else. The players needed this win. So they've gotten back-to-back wins at Alabama A&M. Then they have a bye week, have some time off to heal, get some players ready to go, kind of review the first 3 games, do some self-scouting. And now they go out, they get the victory over Pine Bluff, and so they needed that confidence builder. They get a confidence builder. Now, hopefully they're ready to go. They're ready to make this thing happen. So I'm looking forward to this game. And I think hopeful is the word for today. We're hoping that this team gets their thing together. We're hoping that this thing is going to happen today, that the talent that we see on the field actually kicks in and they play to the way that we have anticipated this team can play. Offensive line, that's been a big subject. The offensive line looked better. They made some adjustments, made some changes on the offensive line, and it looks better than it did before. Hopefully they continue to mature and they continue to get better, because that was one of the weak spots on that offensive line. That was one of the weak spots, that the team we couldn't run the ball, we couldn't control the line of scrimmage. So they were putting pressure on Harold Blood. We couldn't commit to the run. We couldn't do the things that were necessary to be a good offensive team, to even be a viable offensive team. So we saw some of those things change against Pine Bluff. Hopefully those changes continue and we continue to get better, because this is going to be a game where they're going to need to be able to run the ball. They're going to need to be able to keep the ball out of Florida A&M's hands. And you're going to need Harold Blood to be efficient. We don't need Harold Blood to throw for 400 yards. If he does, yeah, that's good. But if not, we need him to be efficient like he was against Pine Bluff. And hopefully these are the things that we can do as a team. Those are the things I think as a fan base that we want to see. So I'm looking forward to that. So we're going to, I think this is a positive Saturday. It's a positivity Saturday is what we're going to call it. It's a positivity Saturday. I think we make this happen. But yeah, in looking back on that Pine Bluff game, some of the things I noticed about that game was it was kind of a no-frills game. It wasn't a lot of, I think the one time that we tried to do something fancy, we lead out the game with a long throw, a bomb, and it gets intercepted. And then from that point on, it was just like, okay, this is a no-frills football game. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play defense. We're going to be efficient on offense, and we're going to do what's necessary. And once we got down to that, just stop trying to be fancy, stop trying to trick or whatever. Let's just play football, hard-nosed football, get at it and get after it. And once they started doing that, you saw a different team, and they were able to take it to Pine Bluff. So hopefully we see more of that. I don't know. What'd you say, P. White?
Am I good? Good morning. Good morning, church and visitors and
all the people, the blessed people here on the dais in the pulpit.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Pastor Perry.
Hey, how y'all doing? What's up with it?
Oh, I'm chilling, baby. We just talking some hard-nosed Jaguar football.
Some Jaguar football?
Jaguar.
Oh, man, look, listen. If you don't smoke cigarettes, look, I hope you don't start, but listen, they'll put you through some stuff, Floyd. Just stress me out a little bit.
Yeah, they will. They'll do a little something to you, but last week, they didn't stress me out.
They ain't stressing me out. An efficient game went up to Pine Bluff, and listen, all right, can I start somewhere? I didn't want to come on here with this energy this morning, but I got to use this energy.
It's positivity Saturday, but go ahead.
The energy ain't to Southern.
Oh, it's to Pine Bluff. Yeah, I know you had some. I know you had some energy because Pine Bluff didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Listen, man, they didn't do nothing. All right, listen. I know I'm from Pine Bluff, and I try to get some excitement behind the game, and I won't do it again. I can assure you I won't do it again. You know why? I showed up to the stadium at about, the game was at 4, showed up to about 12, right? Pulled into the parking lot. We could have drag raced across the parking lot and not hit a thing, right? I'm going down through the parking lot and pull up. So, you know, we're at Southern. We know how to pull up and have a good time amongst ourselves. If it ain't nothing else but standing around the car, and then at Southern, then, you from, and then we just start to congregate.
Yeah.
We get together, right?
Yep.
Folks just walk up. So I'm looking around, man. I'm looking at all these RVs. I know my man Greg came on and said, you know, we are the premier RV club. I looked at Greg. I said, Greg, are they asleep? Is everybody in the RV asleep? It wasn't a grill. You didn't smell no food. Wasn't a grill going. Wasn't even no music. It was a couple people sitting out, and this just how I felt because I'm like, what is this? Where are we?
Mike, I mean to interrupt you. I'm just going to take this into, see, I already put this out here. I guess they didn't send my turkey leg. So
what turkey leg? That's what I'm saying. What turkey leg?
This is leading me to believe that they didn't send any turkey leg.
What turkey leg? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm looking around, man, and I'm like, all right. My man Greg, the only one had, and then guess what? I went by one tailgate, and it wasn't even really a tailgate. You know what they was listening to? Smooth jazz at a dang on tailgate. Who does that, Flood?
Yeah.
Smooth jazz at the tailgate.
Tell them I don't want to hear nothing about no RV club, none of that. They got to get their stuff together, man.
So I jump on the cart, we ride around. Now they got the other side of the parking lot along the fence in the tree line, as they call it, where people are supposed to tailgate.
Yeah.
It's about 1 o'clock, right? 1:30. I'm seeing people just in the game's at 4. They're just now getting the grill and the tents off the trucks setting up at about 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
I said, man, I'm supposed to be on the backside of sobering up off that last plate, get my mind right to get in the game about 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'm about ready to go in the game.
Right.
So I was disappointed. Nobody was really there. So I just wanted to get that up off me. Pine Bluff, you got to do better. But I understand. In my world, you know, they say you just be stuck in your own mind, in your own world, where you hype up something more than everybody else see the real. I'm back to reality, okay?
So after all of these years we've been telling you, now it finally hit you. Now you know why nobody wants to go to Pine Bluff. Now you know what people like, man, I hate going. You thought it was just a drive, huh?
I was tripping, okay? I'm here to admit I was tripping, right? And the last time, right, we took the RV and it was homecoming.
Yeah, y'all had a good time. I ain't gonna lie. That's the best time I've ever had. No, that's the second best time I've ever had in Pine Bluff. Can't tell the best time on radio.
Okay.
But that was the second best time I ever had in Pine Bluff.
And we created our own vibe.
Exactly.
It wasn't even about the people that was around. It was the vibe that we created, man. We had everything you wanted. And another thing, man, when you go to tailgates and folks watching you, like, what you do? Why you grabbing the plate? Who told you to get a fork? Don't even ask me to come over if you got to micromanage me that much, right? I thought it was about the hospitality and the love and the camaraderie. Listen, man, don't invite me if I can't grab no ice, right?
If people coming to you, who are you? Who are you?
Who you with?
Yeah,
who is it? He over there getting a cup of ice. Who is that? don't invite me.
Yeah.
I'd rather not have the eyes and feel incriminated, all right? But I'm okay, Flood. So yes, right? I just wanted to get that off and tell everybody out there, I've been tripping, right?
Well, I'm glad.
I've been tripping.
No, it is like that. It's your hometown. I understand. You want greatness for your hometown.
I've been tripping, man, and I apologize to y'all out there for the people that went up there and was like, "What the hell is this?" I said to say, I guess, I don't know, sober mind maybe. I had a sober mind.
you want the best for your hometown. Mike, who we got on line 1? We got on. Let's see.
They've been listening. Okay, they've been listening to me.
Vaughn, welcome to the Jaguar Journal.
Hey, man, this is Ron Wilson from HBCU Game Day, and I got up this morning. I was trying to get my drone shots to the stadium and shots around campus, and, man, you really laid it out. You really laid it out about the game today. I was like, dude, I got to call this dude and say, boy, his analysis is amazing.
All right, well, I appreciate it, Vaughn. We try to, we try to get it right every now and then over here.
Yeah, you know, at HBCU Game Day, we cover all conferences, schools, and all that kind of thing. And, man, some of the things you're saying is just really the essence of HBCU football. We love our team.
Yes.
And as fans, we micromanage our team. That's what we're supposed to do. You said the quarterback had like 2 incompletions and we own him. That's what we do at HBCU. I guess we just continue to push for excellence and always push for our institutions to be better. So it's a blessing to be in Baton Rouge today, looking for a great game tonight. We're going to do a live post-game show from the field after the game. So is that important to us?
Is Steve in town? Is Steven in town?
Steven is not. We have to spread out. I'm here. Somebody's in Atlanta. I think Steven's in he's in Winston-Salem.
Well, I'm going to send a message. Everybody out there in HBCU land and across, they all know me as Uncle Flood. It's 2 HBCU entities that I've never made an appearance on, and one of them is HBCU Game Day. So you deliver that message to Stephen Gaither, okay?
No, because I'm not going to even have to deliver it. I'm inviting you to come down to the field after the game. We're going live.
I will be on the field. You will not have a problem.
I am going to look for you because that would be great because I love your analysis and we can, HBCU Game Day, we're not one of them rah-rah, type things. We kind of the old school journalists kind of like you are. We talk facts and stuff. We don't get into the, say, Stephen A. Smith type.
I'm familiar with you.
So I am inviting you to come join me on the field. I'm going to be on the field opposite the band because they're still going to be playing.
All right. I'm not looking. You will easily spot me on the field.
Let me give you a little history. Before I got started with you, Flood, and before back in the day when Stephen Gaither first got HBCU Game Day off the ground, he and I used to do a Thursday night, I don't know what it was, but we just get on the phone and we talk and we recorded it.
Yeah.
And this was like back in 2013, maybe 2014, 2012. So, Stephen Gaither, he was one of the first ones, man, that actually fooled with me, man.
Yeah.
HBCU Game Day and HBCU Digest were the 2 that initially started, but me first using my voice, Stephen Gaither with HBCU Game Day, and he was just getting it kind of kicked off and getting it rolling. So,
shouts out to HBCU Game Day. Shouts out to Steve. Shouts out to Vaughn. Man, we're going to have a good time. We welcome you to Baton Rouge, man, and we're going to be tailgating, so if you want to get a plate, man, holler at me, and we
ain't gonna get on me if I try to get a cup of ice out of it.
No,
this ain't Pine Bluff, Arkansas, okay?
You all good over here, baby. You all good.
It's Baton Rouge, Louisiana. It's not Pine Bluff.
We really do this.
Hey, man, much love to y'all. Can't wait to meet you. We'll get up there. I'll give you my number so we can connect.
Okay, leave your number with Mike. Mike, I'll put him on hold with his number.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, appreciate you, Vaughn. Let's go back to the phone lines. Let's go to Chuck. Chuck, welcome to the Jaguar Journal.
Hey, man, I can't top what you just did. Had Vaughn Wilson on.
Hey, man, it's the Journal, Chuck. It's the Journal. You should expect excellence from us.
Oh, yeah, man. And, Brother White, I was glad when you talking about your experience in your hometown. They could at least play Arthur Young, Welcome to the Country. Get fired up with that. Yeah, man, that stuff they said play smooth jazz. Gosh.
Smooth jazz, man. And if you grab a napkin, they're going to tap you on your shoulder. Who you here with? Don't grab no napkins. Don't get no paper towels. And damn sure don't get no ice.
Here, I get the distinct feeling. Hey, Chuck, we up against a break, Chuck. My bad. But okay, we good. I thought we were up against a break. Let's keep going. Chuck, what's going on with you, man? Because I feel like Perry had a traumatic experience in Pine Bluff that snapped him into reality, and now I feel like he needs a counseling session because I feel like somebody treated him wrong in his hometown.
No, they didn't treat me wrong. It was just, I guess, and this is my counseling session. Thank you guys for listening. Charge is free, okay? Yeah. Thank you. It was just the idea that, I've been all around the SWAC. The only place I have yet to go in the SWAC is Alabama A&M. I've been to FAMU and Bethune, even with them since being in the conference. And I guess I really had an opportunity to see what a true atmosphere, and I'm spoiled here in Southern, okay? Yeah. When it comes to tailgating, when it comes to the camaraderie, the hospitality, just on a Saturday, it is a holy obligation to go out and have a good time, to support our team, and to go out there and just amongst each other to be proud alums of our institution, right?
Yes.
I just didn't get that, and I guess, and got masked with the last time I went up there with providing our own environment. COVID happened, so I guess I just lost everything because of COVID. And then before then, I was just trying to hype it up, but I'm done. All right, so it wasn't traumatic. It didn't. Nothing happened to me, but what they said, I took my shades off and I really saw the world for what it is. You know, when you're young, your parents fuss at you all the time. You don't never listen to me. Yeah. You don't listen to me. I'm listening to you. I was tripping. I'm here to say it this morning. I was tripping.
Yeah. Hey, I know you all have a lot to get to, but I think today is going to be adrenaline Saturday. I think today, the fact that your alma mater is playing your rival, I think the adrenaline is going to run high, just like I said in the other game that's being played today, Grambling and Alcorn. I know it's Alcorn's homecoming today. And like I said, it will be adrenaline running high in both of them. It's hard to say what the outcome is going to be, but I think it's going to be adrenaline on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I think that's going to be another big game when we go around the SWAC. We'll talk about that, but I think that's going to be another big game, an exciting game. These games are the rivalries that people don't know. These are true fan-based rivalries. Grambling and Alcorn, Southern and FAMU, these are true fan-based rivalries. They're not the classics. They're just fan bases don't necessarily like each other. They're similar. Similar schools, Grambling being a rural school that's very popular, Alcorn being another rural school that's very popular, Southern and FAMU both being in capital cities, being among, being some of the few HBCUs that are actually in urban areas, things like that. So those schools are very similar to each other, both being in the shadows of larger Power 5, predominantly white institutions. So Southern and FAMU have a lot in common, but familiarity breeds disdain. So those two games, the Grambling Alcorn game, Southern and Florida A&M, are similar institutions, and also those rivalries that aren't the flash and dash rivalries, don't get a lot of publicity, just hard down, knockdown, drag out fights. That's what.
Fighting on that Muffet. Yeah, fighting on that Muffet versus the fighting Jake Gilbert. That's a great one.
Exactly. Hey, Chuck, thank you for the call, man.
All right, you all have a great, fun, and safe weekend.
You too, brother.
I'm not done with Pine Bluff yet.
Well, go ahead. I'm just going to say this, Mumford Birth Gaither. Mumford Birth Gaither, okay? I know that's not going to make a lot of people happy, but Mumford Birth Gaither.
Mike, don't laugh at me, man. I'm just going through some things this morning. So I'm going to tell you a funny joke. One of my partners said, man, they got the alcohol just to have it to look at. They're not even here to drink it. Now, I'm done. All right, that's it.
Your boy, Kai said, hey, man, not too much on Pine Bluff, P. White.
Well, because we both went to Pine Bluff High together. We graduated back in 2007 from Pine Bluff High, and he finished out. I transferred and left, but he finished at UAPB. But then after he graduated, he came down here. So, I get it, right? I get it. He from over there on the east side of Pine Bluff. I'm from the north side, but I get it. I wanted to put that out there. It was just, all SWAC schools aren't built the same.
That's
And Pine Bluff, I guess for me, Flood, let me put it like this. The reason why I feel that way, because I can remember a time, and I guess the years are getting by me now. They are. I can remember a time there was a good time at Pine Bluff on a Saturday for a football game. Well, when you turned down University Drive, from the moment you got on University, you saw people selling shirts. You saw the smoking there for the turkey legs.
When it started going down. I'm going to tell you when it started. I remember that too, but I'm going to tell you when things started to change. When they closed Club Vegas.
That ain't what happened,
That's
man.
what happened when they closed Club Vegas right down the corner. When you turn in at Club Vegas, the old Taco Bell or whatever it used to be, when they shut down Club Vegas.
It's been many names, Club Nouveau, Club Vegas. That's not
Club Vegas. That's when Pine Bluff used to pop. They shut down Club Vegas. What? At the beginning of the strip, you can't help but it's Vegas, baby. When they shut down Club Vegas, I'm telling you, you don't think about it that way.
I know, because I lived around the corner from there.
Yeah, because you don't think about it that way. But I'm telling you, when Club Vegas shut down, that was the decline of Pine Bluff.
It was Monty Coleman. I'm blaming it on Monty Coleman. He won that ship in 2012, and I think combined all the way through, man, he may not have won 15 games after that altogether. All the way into 2000, about 17, 18 when they got Cedric Thomas. So, yeah. I'm just disappointed in Pine Bluff, and I'm going to get off there today. I know I'm ranting and raving, but I don't care.
I have to tell you, Perry, the way you're seeing Pine Bluff now
I know.
is the way that we pretty much always seen Pine Bluff.
They say when you get older, you get wiser. Okay, I'm wise as of today. What's today's date? October the 8th, the 7th. I'm wiser today than I was yesterday.
Yeah, because see, it's your hometown, so you know you away, you down here in Baton Rouge. You get to go home that once or twice a year. You kick it with your people. Then it's your team coming in town. You got your two teams. You got so for you it's hype because everybody
the band that showed up for the first time since 2007. It's like y'all got a new coach. We got to it's just like what. Listen, the game was so dead, Flood. I don't know if you watched. I had some people complain about the broadcast, but the game was so dead. When the game started, bruh, just don't say nothing for a second. That's what it sounds like in the stadium. I was like, I know we not at a SWAC Western Division football game, but it's just Pine Bluff from the days, and I'm going to get off of it now for real. The days that I can recall growing up going to UAPB games, man, people were involved, people cared, the community was very much heavily involved in the university into its football program. They supported it. And people thought on a Saturday that just like here in Baton Rouge, where it's a holy obligation to go out and have a good time, people went out to Golden Lion Stadium, which is now Simmons Bank Field, to have a good time. And what I've since seen, I don't know where it is, but they have to do a better job between the university and the community. There's no way you have Pine Bluff and Little Rock, the capital city in Pine Bluff with about 40 to 50,000 people, and you can barely get 7,000 to 8,000 people out, and people don't come out and have a good time. When I can go to Alcorn, and I don't know where they coming from, but there's no way they should have that type of environment in Pine Bluff, man.
Well, do you think, winning solves everything?
Winning does.
Winning solves everything. Do the people even feel like they can have a winner in Pine Bluff?
I asked somebody, I was at the store, and we ran into one of my mom's friends, and I was like, man, they said Southern must be in town. You back in Pine Bluff? I said, yeah. I said, y'all coming to the game? He said, what game? I said, UAPB. UAPB? Nah, I don't think I'm going to stay at the house. I'm going to chill. So it's the mindset of the community that has just been disconnected and unplugged, that when they think about UAPB, they automatically in their mind don't even think a good time.
Wow.
Yeah.
But we've seen it happen at Southern before. I mean, Southern's connection to the community is not like it used to be. We've seen those kind of things happen, and they can happen.
And I guess I'm ringing the alarm, Southern. Don't fall into this position.
We've gotten some standing in the community back, but you've seen those things happen, and I think it happens at all universities through leadership. I think leadership is the key to it. But I think in a place like Pine Bluff, where it is the university, it's the economic driver in the community, employer, they need to have that community connection. They need to get back. And I can remember when Pine Bluff was a pretty decent trip. It's for people, we complain and tease because it's a long, hard ride to Pine Bluff. You feel like, you just been riding all
day. A lot of time to think and pray.
Exactly. Time for us to take a break, Mike. We late? Oh, okay. How long we got? 15 seconds? So I'm stalling for 15 seconds until it's time for us to take a break.
Do better, Pine Bluff. My 15 seconds.
Yes, indeed. It's time for us to take a break. Make sure you stay tuned because it's a Jaguar Journal.
Mortuary. We understand that times are hard and life is challenging, but planning for the homegoing service for a loved one should not be. So we are offering a service starting at $3,000, which comes in various color options. If you need more information, please give us a call, 318-442-7300. You can stop by at 1815 Military Highway in Pineville. Or if you happen to be in the Oakville area, please give us a call, 318-335-8656, to find out how our family can be of service to yours.
The Lord and Barrett Sausage Company and Solo Zydeco Productions present the Crosby Zydeco Festival H-Town Edition, Saturday, October 14th, featuring performances from Ryan Jack, Lil Nate, plus Keon Dixon, Alphonse Hardware, and Chris Hardware. Sounds by legendary Uche and hosted by Chili Bill Smith and Raven Carmouche. Tickets available on eventbrite.com. Gates swing open at 12 noon. Bring your lawn chairs. Saturday, October 14th. Don't miss the Crosby Zydeco Festival H-Town Edition. Starring Brian Jack, Little Nate, Keon Dixon, Alphonse Aldwin, and Chris Aldwin at the Veterans Retreat Center, 8730 East Mount Houston Road, Houston, Texas.
Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye with foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 Bienville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, planters, warts, wound care, and more. The professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, can help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialists in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
If you're ready to get more value for your marketing dollars while reaching your target audience, well, your opportunity has finally arrived. The new FM 107.5 The Vibe and 1110 AM KGTP is offering you the deal of the century. Double the spots for half of the price. You heard that right. Double the spots for half of the price. We will beat any station's price and number of spots guaranteed. We will give you double the spots for half of the price. Call us now to take advantage of this phenomenal deal at 318-792-5940 or 318-483-9977. The station owners have lost their minds in this promotion that won't last long. Get your deal today.
I'm Destiny Jones. My brother Robert Reese, who was a mentally ill patient, died while in custody at the Refuge Parish Jail back in February of 2011. He was just 23 years old. Robert was my grandmother Maxine Jones' caregiver. She died 5 months later. My grandmother called for an ambulance due to Robert needing medical assistance. The police showed up and said they promised my grandmother they would take him to the hospital, treat him like a suspect. They cuffed him and tasered him before taking him to the Refuge Parish Jail. Video I recently surfaced showing me in jail Deputy Mark Wood. Not only handed someone a taser from my brother's holding cell, but he showed him kicking Robert in the head. My brother died after being cuffed, tasered, hog-tied, piled on, and tased again by his jailer, Mark Wood. My brother is dead. My grandmother is dead. The person I believe who played a role in both deaths are free. There's no justice here. Robert deserves better, my family deserves better, and you do too.
This is Congressman Troy Carter, and I'm urging all of my friends to support State Representative Ed Larverdane III. I have worked closely with him while I was a member of the state legislature and now as a member of the United States Congress. Ed is a champion for roads, bridges, and infrastructure in District 26. He fought to obtain $2 million for the replacement of North 16th Street Bridge. He also fought to obtain millions of dollars for the city of Alexandria to address the very serious drainage issues. Vote for real leadership. Ed Larverdane III, State Representative.
Paid for by the Ed Larverdane III Campaign Committee.
Hello, I'm Arthur Morrell. I'm your next Secretary of State. I'm a lawyer, a veteran, a small business owner, and a horseman. Most of all, I'm a long-time public servant. I have decades of experience with elections, record-keeping, small businesses, and with state government. As a legislator for 23 years, I worked across all aisles to pass legislation important to the voters. Breeding and racing horses brings a sense of accomplishment, but not as much as running a fair, honest, and safe election. For 16 years, I was Chief Election Officer for the Parish of Orleans. I supervised over 100 elections with accuracy and transparency, and every election was on time, every time. As your next Secretary of State, I pledge to help all Louisiana businesses and recruit more
Jaguar Journal, I'm Perry White, East Reggie Flood. Good morning to everybody out there paying attention and listening to us in Radio Land, YouTube, as well as Facebook. Man, glad to have you guys out there supporting. I see the chat on YouTube as always. Are they talking about cooking some rattler in there this morning?
Yeah, you know, for my man Crook, is always, Crook wake up in the morning
with the
he wake up and he go all day. I mean, sometimes I be want to tell him, Crook, chill out, man, just relax.
Ain't no chill.
He
don't chill till Christmas.
Yeah,
and it's over with.
That's right. He don't chill till it's over with. No chill, Crook.
All right, let's go through the SWAC last week. Some key games taking place around the conference, and start with one. Alcorn State and Alabama State, a hell of a game when you look at Aaron Allen, their quarterback, went over for 370 yards. He was named the SWAC Offensive Player of the Week. Alcorn had been struggling, Flood, passing the ball around between him, Tyler Macon, of course, the transfer coming in from the University of Missouri. A lot of people thought he would be the one to ascend to the top spot, and he has since struggled. Aaron Allen had his issues as well, but he's the returning starter from last year. And, man, did he step up big to help Alcorn get this victory, 23-20 by field goal in overtime on the road at Alabama State.
Yes, yeah, man. That was good, a walk-off victory for them. You know, a good victory. The SWAC is highly competitive this year.
Yeah.
It's highly competitive, man. You never know who might sneak up on somebody and get a win.
You know, that's right. And then I'll tell you who's not going to sneak up on you. Lincoln out of California. They went over, played Texas Southern for Texas Southern home. Texas Southern can find a school for homecoming, can't they?
Well, considering we're playing them too, I guess. But Texas Southern is legendary for finding.
Like, where do you find Oklahoma Panhandle and Lincoln in North America and...
Yeah, they are notorious for finding some schools. But we're playing Lincoln this year for homecoming tour. Yeah. Lincoln is on the HBCU homecoming tour.
We got to do better when it comes to these homecoming matchups. That's just me personally.
But we played, this is the thing. If you're the scheduler, you're between a rock and a hard place.
I got you.
Because you play a good opponent for homecoming, and then people complain, well, why are we playing them for homecoming? Because last year, we played Edward
Waters.
Edward Waters. It was the year before that, it must have been, I think we played a SWAC opponent for homecoming. I want to say it was Alcorn or somebody that we played. So you play somebody.
Well, this was 2023. 2022, we played Edward Waters. 2021, who did we play for homecoming? Prairie View.
Yeah,
we lost to Eric Dooley.
That's right. It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know, you want to get a good team in here, but you also it's homecoming. So you want to kind of give your team a bye week without having a bye week. Let the crowd enjoy it. You know, so it's tough.
Well, I scheduled Valley or something. 52-7 Lincoln.
That's even worse. You get crept up on by Valley.
At least they got a little band or something.
Yeah,
you know, Lincoln ain't come. Lincoln got a bus and, you know.
Hey, it is.
No, matter of fact, we didn't play Edward Waters. We played Virginia Lynchburg.
Okay, yeah.
I had to think about that.
Yeah.
I'm just giving school.
I knew
they all in the same.
Yeah, I knew they were. Hey, Edward Waters and Virginia Lynchburg are not. Edward Waters would be very offended by that.
Excuse me, in my mind, y'all
they are an NCAA Division II opponent now. They are not a.
The stats account?
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me. All right, whatever. 52 to Texas Southern over Lincoln, man. Hey, one that I paid attention to, Tuskegee and Alabama A&M, was Alabama A&M's homecoming. Tuskegee came into that game 4-0. Looked like, in the past, they have been a perennial troublemaker for SWAC schools, right? Alabama A&M comes in, and guess what? Man, they find a way to get it done. 58-3 over Tuskegee. They break Alabama A&M's Lewis Cruz Stadium attendance record. I saw all the drone footage and everything else. Looked like a damn good time up there in Huntsville. And they typically are like Pine Bluff, where you don't expect a good time in Huntsville, right?
Yeah, they were on the hill. They had a good time there. Record crowd came out, and it was part of the reason they picked it. Like you talk about opponents. That was a Division II opponent, but it was an inter-conference. They have a deep history with, they were in the same conference, the SIAC for years and years, with rivals, A&M and Tuskegee for years and years, one of those rivalries between fan bases. So the A&M people, they showed up. It was homecoming, big crowd. I saw the atmosphere. Shouts out to Gary Edgerton, because if it wasn't for his drone, then drones wouldn't be.
You wouldn't understand the world of highlighting things.
Yeah. Shouts out to Edge, but they did a really good job at A&M, and man, they just came out and dismantled Tuskegee. I did not expect that. I expected A&M to win, but I did not expect them to come out and dismantle Tuskegee like they did.
And they did, man, and got on it with the victory. Cornell, man, and he's still barking on wherever he is. All right, let's keep it moving. Up in Ittabena, Mississippi this past week, Florida A&M, today's opponent for Southern University, went up there to take on the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley. Florida A&M was able to get the victory 31-7, but it was a slow start. Going into halftime, this game was 10-7, but then the Rattlers of Florida A&M reel off 21 points in the second half, 7 points in the third quarter, 14 points to seal the deal in the fourth quarter. The Rattlers struggled a little bit, 2 of 9 on third downs in this ball game, 304 total yards, 176 total yards passing, 128 total yards rushing, 13 penalties, though, for 106 yards. Anytime you can go the length of the football field in penalties, you got to start to watch yourself, right?
Yeah.
13 penalties, 106 yards, 1 turnover in this ball game, but what their defense was able to do was hold Mississippi Valley to only a total of 149 total yards, 69 passing, 80 yards rushing, and creating a turnover by way of fumble. Then when you look over for Florida A&M's quarterback, Jeremy Moose, 13 of 26 in this ball game for 155 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And that was pretty much the highlight. But a guy that I think need to watch out for today, and we'll talk about it, Marcus Riley, 2 receptions for 99 yards and 1 touchdown. He's a wide receiver, but he's also deadly in the return game for Florida A&M. But a slow start for Coach Willie Simmons up there in Ittabena.
Yeah, slow start for them. They struggled that game, got a lot of flack. Jeremy Musa didn't play well. But Valley, I don't take that into account because Valley is a hard place to play, man. It's a hard place to get to. It's a hard place to play. They keep the grass about 3 inches high.
And you got to excite yourself.
Yeah, you got to get self-motivated. And I mean, even beyond that, Valley is just a tough place to play. They're going to play you hard. Valley plays hard anyway. They haven't been as successful as you would like them to be, but they're going to play hard, especially in Valley. Mm-hmm. It's just a tough. The best game I've ever seen in Valley from an opposing team was when Willie Quinn went up there and showed out.
It made Sports Center top 10 4 times with different plays. But, yeah, they've been able to beat teams like a Prairie View. They've been able to beat teams like a North Carolina Central there.
Exactly.
They've been able to give Jackson State and FAMU a run for their money there. So, yeah, going to Ittabena is tough. And then the game of the week, let's circle it. And this happened last week. Of course, it was Prairie View versus Grambling up at the State Fair Classic in Dallas. And Grambling finally breaking the streak. Prairie View, I just have never seen Prairie View streaking on a team for so long like that. But they were able to get it done. Grambling getting past Prairie View in that ball game, 35-20. Grambling with 13 points in the fourth quarter to be able to, they say, put the stamp on it. In this ball game, Grambling 7 of 18 on third downs, 3 of 3 on fourth down. And then you're going to start to see, as I give stats as the year go on, coaches are starting to get a lot bolder on fourth down. They're starting to take their opportunities, take chances. 449 total yards for Grambling's ball game, 241 in the air. Guess what? 208 on the ground. You can't ask for a better balanced day for an offense. And 0 turnovers. That's what you really can't ask for a better day. When you get 0 turnovers For Prairie View, 3 of 11 on third down flood, 0 of 3 on fourth downs, 350 total yards, 224 in the air, 126 on the ground, 1 turnover by way of a fumble for Prairie View. Then you look at Gramblin's quarterback right now, who I think is probably, if not the best quarterback in the conference, because what he's able to do by limiting turnovers. Miles Crawley, the transfer from Alabama State. And how did they let this guy go compared to what they got now? I just don't know. 26 of 41, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns in this ball game. And then running back by committee, Floyd Chalk, 16 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. And Chance Williams, of course, if you go back and look at that LSU game with Grambling against them, he had a field day in terms of finding open holes, open lanes, and being able to get up the field. 16 carries, 76 yards, 1 touchdown in that ball game. And Grambling solidified themselves now on a 3-game winning streak, beating Florida Memorial, Texas Southern, and Prairie View. And then today's big game on the road at Alcorn.
Yeah, big game for Grambling. And you see coaches going for it on fourth down more because they're using analytics.
Mm-hmm.
They're using the analytics now. You see more and more coaches across football. It used to just be a baseball thing. It's moves, and they're doing it they did it in basketball. That's why you see the Golden State Warriors started to use the 3 more. Now it's becoming more prominent in football, and that's why you see more coaches going for it on fourth down in certain situations, because the analytics say, hey, if you go for it here, you have more opportunities to get points on the board or do whatever the analytics, the matrix is used for those analytics. The metrics, I should say, not the matrix. The metrics are for those analytics. And you see more coaches going for 2 these days because of the analytics. So, yeah, Grambling, I'm sure Coach Hugh Jackson, who's a guy who's a former NFL guy, I'm sure he's looking at that and he's using those at Grambling. Grambling is on the road. Of course, they're playing against some, you could say 2 of those were lesser opponents that they've been able, but you need those as confidence builders. They go in and they break the streak against Prairie View. They're on top of the West. The game against Alcorn today is going to be a real test because another hard place to play, going up to Alcorn to play in a game that a lot of people would consider a rivalry game. I think this is going to be a great test for Grambling, but you're right. Miles Crawley is playing lights out. Big, strong guy with a strong arm who can make almost all of the throws. He's the guy that Hugh Jackson was looking for to run the kind of offense that he wants at Grambling.
And it's homecoming up in Lorman, Mississippi today, so that should make a heck of a... There's somebody's cooking some eggs and some bacon right now. Yeah.
You can't even get in Lorman right now.
Yeah, it's jumping.
You can't. The traffic is lined up all the way to the highway. You can't even get in Lorman right now. If you sitting in traffic, you probably be listening to the Jaguar Journal. Just be patient, because you can't get in Lorman. That 2-lane is full all the way from Alcorn to the university, all the way back to the highway. You know what it is, so just hang out. See if somebody got they got RVs, but somebody got their trailer that they brought in, and they got that they turned into the living room.
I can assure you, somebody rode into Lorman, Mississippi today on a horse.
Oh, I can guarantee you. Oh, that's a guarantee, no doubt.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue the Jaguar Journal. All right, y'all stay tuned.
At Reliable Roofing, we're dedicated to providing exceptional roofing services, including roof inspections, repairs, and complete roof installations with over 30 years experience.
Reliable Roofing provided me with valuable, quality, and dependable service. They were reliable and affordable. Please protect your most valuable investment with quality roofing services from Reliable Roofing. Definitely with a Pro Pro. Let our family help your family. Call for a free estimate today.
At Reliable Roofing, we're dedicated to providing exceptional roofing services, including roof inspections, repairs.
This is FM 107.5, The Vibe, and 1110 AM, KTTP, Alexandria, Pineville.
Hi, this is Dolores with Robinson Family Mortuary. We understand that times are hard and life is challenging, but planning for the homegoing service for a loved one should not be. So we are offering a service starting at $3,000, which comes in various color options. If you need more information, please give us a call, 318-442-7300. You can stop by at 1815 Military Highway in Pineville. Or if you happen to be in the Oakville area, please give us a call, 318-335-8656, to find out how our family can be of service to yours.
The Lord and Barrett Sausage Company and Solo Zydeco Productions present the Crosby Zydeco Festival H-Town Edition, Saturday, October 14th, featuring performances from Ryan Jack, Lil Nate, plus Keon Dixon, Alphonse Hardware, and Chris Hardware. Sounds by legendary U-Shay and hosted by Chili Bill Smith and Raven Carmouche. Tickets available on eventbrite.com. Gates swing open at 12 noon. Bring your lawn chairs. Saturday, October 14th, don't miss the Crosby Zydeco Festival H-Town Edition, starring Brian Jack, Little Nate, Keon Dixon, Alphonse Aldwin, and Chris Aldwin at the Veterans Retreat Center, 8730 East Mount Houston Road, Houston, Texas.
Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye with foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 Bienville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, planters, warts, wound care, and more. The professionals of Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, can help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialists in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialists, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
If you're ready to get more value for your marketing dollars while reaching your target audience, well, your opportunity has finally arrived. The new FM 107.5 The Vibe and 1110 AM KTTP is offering you the deal of the century. Double the spots for half of the price. You heard that right. Double the spots for half of the price. We will beat any station's price and number of spots guaranteed. We will give you double the spots for half of the price. Call us now to take advantage of this phenomenal deal at 318-792-5940 or 318-483-9977. The station owners have lost their minds in this promotion that won't last long. Get your deal today.
I'm Destiny Jones. My brother Robert Reese, who was a mentally ill patient, died while in custody at the Refuge Parish Jail back in February of 2011. He was just 23 years old. Robert was my grandmother Maxine Jones' caregiver. She died 5 months later. My grandmother called for an ambulance due to Robert needing medical assistance. The police showed up and said they promised my grandmother they would take him to the hospital, treat him like a suspect. They cuffed him and tasered him before taking him to the Refuge Parish Jail. Video I recently surfaced showing me in jail Deputy Mark Wood not only handed someone a taser from my brother's holding cell, but he showed him kicking Robert in the head. My brother died after being cuffed, tasered, hog-tied, piled on, and tased again by his jailer, Mark Wood. My brother is dead. My grandmother is dead. The person I believe who played a role in both deaths are free. There's no justice here. Robert deserves better, my family deserves better, and you do too.
This is Congressman Troy Carter, and I'm urging all of my friends to support State Representative Ed Larverdane III. I have worked closely with him while I was a member of the state legislature and now as a member of the United States Congress. Ed is a champion for roads, bridges, and infrastructure in District 26. He fought to obtain $2 million for the replacement of North 16th Street Bridge. He also fought to obtain millions of dollars for the city of Alexandria to address the very serious drainage issues. Vote for real leadership. Ed Larverdane III, State Representative.
Paid for by the Ed Larverdane III Campaign Committee.
Hello, I'm Arthur Morrell. I'm your next Secretary of State. I'm a lawyer, a veteran, a small business owner, and a horseman. Most of all, I'm a long-time public servant. I have decades of experience with elections, record-keeping, small businesses, and with state government. As a legislator for 23 years, I worked across all aisles to pass legislation important to the voters. Breeding and racing horses brings a sense of accomplishment, but not as much as running a fair, honest, and safe election. For 16 years, I was Chief Election Officer for the Parish of Orleans. I supervised over 100 elections with accuracy and transparency, and every election was on time, every time. As your next Secretary of State, I pledge to help all Louisiana businesses and recruit more businesses to come to Louisiana. And I will always follow the law. I will ensure election integrity, accountability, and will give those eligible to vote the opportunity to participate in our democratic process.
Rapides Primary Healthcare Centers now has convenient locations to better serve residents of Central Louisiana. Now you can get affordable medical, dental, and mental health care at 1217 Willow Glen River Road. And
we're back. It's the Jaguar Journal. My man, Perry White. I'm Reggie Flood. Mike on the boards, making it happen. We're doing our thing, man. We got a special guest that's going to join us in a little while. We got Tiffany Green, the play-by-play voice of HBCU sports, and my man Jay Skywalker is going to join us. As Tiffany would say, former Howard University and NFL quarterback Jay Walker.
She say, Jay, hey, I know you know a thing about quarterback play. Well, you know, Tiff, being a former Howard University quarterback,
the Mecca.
The Bison.
The Mecca.
Yeah, All right, let's jump back into last week's game. Southern University going on the road up to Pine Bluff. Southern University needed was a much-needed win for them. Both teams came into that ball game with only one win on the season. Southern getting it 27-0. Perhaps their best or most complete game. And I tell people, although it was a shutout, it was an ugly shutout. It really was, and I really don't know how to explain that to you. But it really was an ugly shutout.
And it seems like it could have been more. Southern could have done more, even though they won 27-0. It probably should have been 47-0, or 41-0, or 42. It probably should have been a bigger blowout.
You see things out there, like I heard you say earlier, as the fan, I guess as the analyst, and whatever you want to be. When you're watching it, you see things, all right? So I'll give you some breakdown of this game. Southern 3 of 9 in this ball game on third down. 488 total yards, 251 in the air, 230 on the ground. Those are the type of complete days you want as an offense, and that's what we have not quite seen with Southern, where it was a balanced offense. You typically seen the numbers skewed more towards the passing game. Southern's first time getting over 100 yards in a game so far this season. And 2 turnovers in this ball game for Southern, a fumble and an interception. Of course, Harold Blood with the interception on the first play of the game for the offensive drive for Southern. On the other side, for the goal lines of Pine Bluff, 7-18 on third down, 221 total yards. Southern's defense, the number 1 defense in the conference, was able to hold the goal lines to 105 total passing yards and 116 rushing, and also creating 4 turnovers in this ball game, 3 fumbles, 1 interception. And for Southern, Harold Blood, 18 of 20, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Then Gary Coyles, the transfer from Alabama A&M, 15 carries, 102 yards rushing, 1 touchdown in this ball game. And then, of course, it was wide receiver by committee with Harold Blood being able to pick around whoever he wanted. But a much-needed victory for the Jaguars on the road at Pine Bluff.
Yeah, much-needed victory. It at least gave, I think it was a confidence builder. I think these guys needed this kind of game. It wasn't a pretty game necessarily in terms of how the Jags, the full game, but you saw moments. We saw the moments that we thought we would see early on. To me, this was a restart of the season, or could be viewed as a restart. I think whether it is a restart of the season will be determined by how they play today.
Yeah.
Whether it was a restart, but it could be viewed as a restart and a confidence builder. I think they needed this kind of game offensively. Harold Blood needed this kind of game to reset the season. Coach Dooley needed this kind of game to reset the season. Defense needed this kind of game where you saw them make some mistakes, and that happens at periods earlier in the year, but they were able to capitalize and create turnovers. This is a defense, if they create turnovers, it's going to be hard to beat Southern, and we saw them in the past two games, the games that they've won, they went from creating 0 turnovers to in the last 2 games they created 8 turnovers.
There you go. Let's look at the SWAC standings starting over in the SWAC East. Starting at the bottom, Alabama State 0-2 in conference play, 1-3 overall. Of course, their only win on the season was their first game of the season against Southern. Mississippi Valley 0-1 conference play, 0-4 on the season overall. Bethune-Cookman 0-1 in conference play, losing to Jackson State 1-3 overall on the season, getting their only victory against Savannah State. Jackson State 1-1 along with Alabama A&M. They're both tied in second place in the SWAC East, both 3-2 overall, and of course at the top. Florida A&M, today's opponent for Southern, 3-0 in conference play, 4-1. And then on the other side, in the SWAC West, in our neck of the woods, as they say, Texas Southern 0-2, 1-4, along with Pine Bluff, both teams similar records. Alcorn 1-1, 2-3. Prairie View 2-1, 2-3. And then Southern and Grambling both sitting there at 2-0. Of course, Grambling one more win overall with that Florida Memorial victory at 3-2. Southern at 2-2. But Southern and Grambling, the two names that you like to love the most right here in Louisiana, back at the top of the SWAC West. That's when you know when all things are back in order, Flood, when you see Southern and Grambling back at the top of the SWAC West.
Well, and for things to stay in order, both of these teams need to continue to win.
We need the 50th Bayou Classic to be one to remember.
Yeah, we need it to be epic.
Epic. Epic. All right. So I guess we're right here at the 8:30 mark. We got to get ready to take a break. When we come back, we'll get Tiffany Green and Jay Walker, the two voices of ESPN and two voices of black college football. You can't watch black college football, especially the premier game, without hearing their voices. And, of course, they also host Black College.
18.
Yeah, Black College Live, which was on the campus of Southern University yesterday. So we'll have both of them on and talk more about what's happening around the SWAC and their thoughts on today's game, in which they'll be broadcasting on ESPN. So y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. More of the Jaguar Journal.
At Reliable Roofing, we're dedicated to providing exceptional roofing services, including roof inspections, repairs, and complete roof installations with over 30 years experience.
Reliable Roofing provided me with valuable, quality, and dependable service. They were reliable and affordable. Please protect your most valuable investment with quality roofing services from Reliable Roofing. Definitely with a pros go. Let our family help your family. Call for a free estimate today.
This is FM 107.5, The Vibe, and 1110 AM, KTTP, Alexandria, Pineville.
Hi, this is Dolores with Robinson Family Mortuary. We understand that times are hard and life is challenging, but planning for the homegoing service for a loved one should not be. So we are offering a service starting at $3,000, which comes in various color options. If you need more information, please give us a call, 318-442-7300. You can stop by at 1815 Military Highway in Pineville. Or if you happen to be in the Oakville area, please give us a call, 318-335-8656, to find out how our family can be of service to yours.
The Lord and Barrett Sausage Company and Solo Zydeco Productions present the Crosby Zydeco Festival H-Town Edition, Saturday, October 14th, featuring performances from Ryan Jack, Lumi, plus Keon Dixon, Alphonse Hardware, and Chris Hardware. Sounds by legendary Uche and hosted by Chili Bill Smith and Raven Carmouche. Tickets available on eventbrite.com. Gates swing open at 12 noon. Bring your lawn chairs. Saturday, October 14th. Don't miss the Crosby Zydeco Festival H-Town Edition. Starring Brian Jack, Little Nate, Keon Dixon, Alphonse Aldwin, and Chris Aldwin at the Veterans Retreat Center, 8730 East Mount Houston Road, Houston, Texas.
Introducing Dr. Ogali Ileye with foot and ankle specialist located at the 415 Bienville Street, right behind the hospital in Natchitoches. Every step you take depends on the condition of your feet. Dr. Ogali Ileye is a former college athlete. Also, he has vast experience in sports medicine. As a licensed podiatrist, Dr. Ileye treats a wide range of foot and ankle problems like diabetic foot care, bunions, chronic sores, nail problems, infections, ingrown toenails, planters, warts, wound care, and more. The professionals at Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches can help you get back on the good foot by calling 318-357-3668. That's 318-357-3668. So whether you need foot or ankle surgery because of a sports injury or just need constant foot care because of diabetes, put your best foot forward and call Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialist in Natchitoches today at 318-357-3668. Dr. Ogali Ileye with Foot and Ankle Specialist, 415 Bienville Street in Natchitoches, the only podiatrist in Sinlock that is one step ahead of everyone else.
If you're ready to get more value for your marketing dollars while reaching your target audience, well, your opportunity has finally arrived. The new FM 107.5 The Vibe and 1110 AM KTTP is offering you the deal of the century. Double the spots for half of the price. You heard that right. Double the spots for half of the price.
Bright and early on this Saturday morning, I'm Perry White, East Reggie Flood. Good morning to everybody out there listening on 107.3 here in Baton Rouge. Everybody out there in Alexandria, Louisiana, as well as down in New Orleans. And good morning to everybody on YouTube watching. Of course, we see the comments, the information that is going around, the chat, and everybody on Facebook. So good morning to you, and thank you for getting up this morning, Flo. We got some very special guests this morning here on the Jaguar
Yes,
Channel.
sir, we sure do.
And they are the premier voices.
The A-Team.
The A-Team. When you're talking about black college football, they're also the host of one heck of a show, Black College Live. Black College Football Live, man. And it's great to have them here on the show together because you can't have one without the other. So we want to welcome here on the Jaguar Journal this morning, Jay Skywalker.
No, wait a minute. Tiffany goes first.
Excuse me, ladies first. Thank you, Flood. My manners sometimes are so bad, right?
That's why I'm the elder.
Miss
I forgot you.
Tiffany Green and Jay Skywalker. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. You got both of us. You got a two-piece. You pull one over.
Oh, you weren't ready for that question,
Did you know that we were doing this together, Tiff? Or they surprised you too?
No, I didn't tell them we were doing this together.
There you go. Y'all always do everything together when we watching the broadcast, so why not?
P. White pulled one off. Tiffany, Jay, welcome to the Jaguar Journal. We appreciate having y'all on together. So
Thank you, and good morning to you all.
Thank you. Big game coming up this evening, and Tiffany, I have to ask you first of all, for you, I know you're a pro. How often do you get a chance to do your alma mater's games?
Every once in a while, I think at least once a season, typically during the Florida Classic. And I would also say starting off at the beginning of the year with the Orange Boston Classic, even though Fannie won't be participating in it moving forward. So at least once or twice a year, I'd say. So this is a trifecta this season because we get FAMU Southern.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, Jay, I got to ask you, you are a former MEAC quarterback. You know the MEAC well, and especially a team like Florida A&M. When you talk about the passion and the history of a team like Florida A&M, the tradition-rich football program, and then you match that up with Southern, two programs that had played each other from 1941 to 2001, had the longest non-conference rivalry going on in black college football. What do you see when you look at these two programs come together for a matchup like today with a number one team in the East and the number one team in the West?
Oh yeah, it's like when we have two blue bloods playing each other in like college basketball, like Kentucky playing Duke or Kentucky playing North Carolina. These are definitely two of the most historic programs in HBCU football. Passionate fan bases, great bands, great players, so it's got everything you need to have in a fantastic rivalry.
You know, overall, let's go through the SWAC today. We've got some great matchups around the conference today. And let's start with one with Jackson State and Alabama A&M over in Mobile, Alabama. When you look at this program of Jackson State now with Coach Deion Sanders gone, then you look at Connell Maynard, who has been around the SWAC for a while. He's won a SWAC championship in what we call that spring season of football. But when you look at both these programs, they're both tied in second place at 1-1 in the SWAC East. And Tiffany, I'll start with you. When you look at these programs, Jackson State and Alabama A&M, somebody's season is going to go in the right direction and somebody's going to stall out. When you see the Bulldogs versus the Tigers today, what do you think about that matchup?
Well, I think T.C. Taylor has done a really good job in his first season as head coach, and what I feel is everyone's playing for second place right now. However, these two teams are waiting for somebody to slip up in the East. They're waiting for FAMU to slip up in the East, and I think Jackson State could find themselves in prime position. I think overall they just encompass kind of sort of that championship mindset that they have had for the past couple of seasons. That defense is exceptional in my eyes, and I think when Jason Brown kind of figures it out even more at the quarterback position, we've seen how tough they can be to beat, and I think the Tigers may be able to edge out Alabama A&M. I'm not calling that game, and I think what we saw from Connell Maynard's group is obviously they stomped down on the Division II opponent, but we called their game a couple of weeks ago against Arkansas Pine Bluff. And I think they're still trying to figure some things out on offense. And I think that continues to be the theme across the SWAC for many schools. Like, still trying to find their offensive identity and gain more consistency there. But defensively, that unit has been holding it up. And Brown, the defensive end, is the guy who, to me, has been the one Hayes.
And Jay, I'm going to throw one at you for the next game. A big one up in Lorman, Mississippi is homecoming. Grambling State getting the big victory last week at the State Fair Classic against Prairie View. They're on a 3-game winning streak. And you look at their quarterback, Miles Crowley, very efficient, low turnover rate, but they're taking on an Alcorn State team that went on the road and got a victory in overtime last week. Their quarterback, Aaron Allen, being named the SWAC Offensive Player of the Week. And this is one of those old school SWAC games right here. When you talk about Grambling, Alcorn, it's homecoming. What do you see when you look at Hugh Jackson and Fred McNair in this ball game with two programs trying to get on the right foot?
I think this is kind of what we anticipated when Alcorn moved over from the East to the West. We thought there was going to be contenders in the West right away. Fred McNair and the Braves, they haven't made any noise yet in the West. This may be the year that they make some noise. But give credit to Hugh Jackson, got a huge victory that they had to have last week versus Prairie View. Don't want to downplay that. So I'm telling everybody, it's the wacky West. Anybody can win the West. And it's going to come down to that last week. I've got no doubt about that one. So I'm curious. But in going back to the previous game with that Alabama A&M Jackson State, I'm going to make it simple. A&M got to win that game. If they don't beat Jackson State, then their season's over with, pretty much. But if they do win, they still have to play Florida A&M. So they can control their own destiny. And I know Connell Maynard is going to have that type of intensity going into the matchup.
Yeah. Jay, just a quick flashback. You had a legendary game in St. Louis against Alcorn, man. When you go to the reservation, you ever have those conversations, you and Steve McNair matching up against each other?
You know, it's so crazy how people like to forget. You know what I mean? So the OGs know, oh, man, we saw you when you came down there and y'all beat us. We beat them twice. Just a lot of people don't realize. I was fortunate enough to play against the great Steve McNair, and that's what a rivalry is all about. You asked me earlier about rivalry. I couldn't have made the successful transition I made without having a rival like Steve McNair.
Yeah.
And you just, you need that. So two quarterbacks playing at their peak. He was the GOAT of HBCU football, and I was fortunate enough to get him twice. But it was fantastic days, and that's what I like now. Like, I'm looking for that next rivalry. If you think about it, when's the last time we had like two quarterbacks at their peak going at it? And that's what we try to find on a weekly basis. And we thought we were going to see that with Jackson State versus Florida A&M earlier this season. Really didn't pan out that way because FAMU just kind of took control earlier. But I like those type of rivalry type games.
You know, I want to ask you guys in terms of what I look at over in the MEAC. We look at Trey Oliver in North Carolina Central. They seem to be the toast of the conference right now. Coach Dawson Odoms has Norfolk State looking like they can probably be right there knocking at the door. But then also, like I like to call the cousins, they're not so much in the HBCU football conferences anymore, but they're in the CAA. And you look at Hampton and A&T. North Carolina A&T is struggling, but they got their first win on the road last week at Norfolk State. But then I look at a team like Hampton. Christopher Zealous, their quarterback, a dual threat, a true dual threat, and their running back Elijah Burris. Anybody stands out from the MEAC and as well as I call the cousins, those two teams in the CAA between Hampton and North Carolina A&T?
You call them the cousins.
Maybe cousins, man. You know, they not quite at the family reunion, but every now and again you call and say, hey, y'all can come on over.
Yeah, they're your all Lord cousins. All Lord, here they come.
I'll just say this: I'm not sold on Hampton, even though the record looks pretty good. I mean, I think if you follow them, you know Howard had them beat. So Howard should have knocked them off, and they already got beat by Norfolk State. So I want to see. I think congratulations on them getting that CAA victory. I think they've won 2 games in like 3 years in that conference or 2 years in that conference. I'm not sold on them yet. I think right now they're going to enjoy it, but I think the wheels are going to fall off. Hopefully I'm wrong.
Rightfully so from a Howard guy, right? The real HU, right? Tiff, what you got?
I feel like what's so interesting about A&T is they were once the kings of the MEAC, and they have just been trending in the wrong direction since then. And so the question is, can Vincent Brown be the guy to kind of turn things around? It's going to be really tough in the CAA. But going back to the MEAC, I still think I hark back on Buddy Pugh's final season within the conference, and how are they going to send out this legendary coach? They're always in the hunt. You never can count them out. So while North Carolina Central is a front runner, Howard is right there with them, and Morgan State, despite what happened on campus this past week, has been making some noise as well. So as much as you talk about the West Division of the SWAC being wacky, I also feel like it's up for grabs, maybe everybody chasing Central, but anything can happen with just a limited conference season. I'm still really interested to see where South Carolina State can maybe pull a rabbit out of the hat towards the end of this year.
And the one cousin I forgot, Tennessee State. Eddie George, of course, over at Tennessee State. That's the cousin I forgot. That's the one they were like, you know what, where is Tennessee State? I haven't seen them in years. Where is Tennessee State? What's your guys' thoughts with Tennessee State and the projection of where they're going now with that, was it the Big South and Ohio Valley Conference is now combined for them?
I believe in them more than the other 2 cousins you talked about. I think Eddie George has really got them going the right direction. And for them, they're getting consistent, and once they get consistent, then they can start to achieve more. So they're getting consistent. Eddie's got them playing their best football on a consistent basis. They're not getting blown out by anybody, and they're going to sneak somebody. So they're going to compete a little bit more than I think those other 2 teams will.
Yeah, they got a big game today against Kennesaw State on the road, so I'd be curious to see what that looks like for them. They got a victory against Gardner-Webb, of course, against Pine Bluff. They went on the road in that big game against Notre Dame. So to see where they're at right now, I like the direction that they're going. And you're talking about the road to the Celebration Bowl, and when you talk about the road to the Celebration Bowl, you can't help but have your top quarterbacks, and we've seen in the conference with the MEAC and the SWAC that typically the better quarterbacks get there. For you guys, what have seemed to be the best quarterbacks around not only the SWAC but the MEAC for you guys so far?
Well, Davius Richards stands out. I mean, I think he jumps off the page because he can get it done. And he had 5 total touchdowns last weekend in that win over Campbell, and yes, he had 200-plus yards through the air, but he had 4 rushing touchdowns. He can beat you both ways, and he has been consistently doing that. Everyone talks about Jeremy Musa and the preseason player of the year offensively in the SWAC, and he's had really good moments, and he can throw the football around, and Willie Simmons is really high on him. But you mentioned another guy, Miles Crawley from Grambling State, who is right there with him statistically. and is getting dubs for the G-men. So those are the guys who have kind of jumped out to me initially.
See, I'm getting myself in trouble. Because I'm saying, it's Davis Richard. The rest of them dudes, just tripping. Don't even put them in the same category. Davis Richard is the best HBCU quarterback in the country, period. I mean, he can do it all. A guy that can do it all. And when you got levels at this, he's at a different level than those other guys. They're all trying to catch up to him. And watching him play, the great ones make him look easy, and that's what makes Davis Richard such an interesting NFL prospect.
In the words of the great Tiffany Green, Jay, you know a thing or two about quarterback play, right?
I would think so. Just a little bit.
And one of my last questions for you guys, I want to talk about hot seats. And if you want to go there with me, some coaches that you think from the SWAC and the MEAC where it seems to be heating up a little bit, maybe not living up to expectations. Who seems to be on the hot seat or is starting to heat up for you around the SWAC and the MEAC?
You want to go first, Tiff, or you want me to go first?
You go, because I'm trying.
I know Jay a straight shooter. Come on, Jay.
I would think, 2 weeks ago, it was Eric Goose. After Dooley lost that game at Southern, when they lost to Jackson State, kind of the matter that they lost, everybody around Baton Rouge started circling the wagons a little bit, saying we want offense and we're not scoring points. And to be honest, Southern brought Dooley back to score points. But they got to get used to it. This is a defensive-minded team. They're a very good team. They played themselves in the bin in first place in the West. But I would think, there was some circling around there like, man, what's going on here at Southern University? Because the Jaguars have the most finicky fan base. They expect a lot, but they give a lot, too. And I think everybody understands that. So it's not about just winning the Bayou Classic anymore. They want to make it to the Celebration Bowl, and they've not done that yet. So I think Dewey has played himself out of it, but he needs to have a good performance they play against Florida A&M.
Right.
What you got, Tim? Who's he?
I almost would have said the former Southern head coach in Dawson Odom now at Norfolk State, because just not being able to figure things out for the first few years and being there, it felt like it was a rocky start for them this season, but they got that big win over Townsend a couple of weeks ago. So he was a guy who could have been on the hot seat, but I think that win gave him a little extra life.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Clarence McKinney over at Texas Southern.
I was going to say McKinney. I was going to say that. McKinney, if you'd asked it, I would have been the one I would have said there, because this year the expectation was high on Texas Southern. We're thinking they're going to compete, and they just have not gotten the job done. They don't have a quality win yet. They seem to play their best football at the end of the season, but I really thought they were going to do better. I think they've kind of underachieved thus far for this early in conference play.
And I'm going to ask Eddie George over at Alabama State, one win. I mean, they were a team that I kind of had in position of a dark horse. What you think about Eddie George Jr. and the position that Alabama State is in with him as the head coach?
You talking about Eddie Robinson?
Eddie Robinson. I'm speaking Eddie George at Tennessee State. All these Eddies, and no relation to Eddie Robinson up at Grambling. We always got to put that out there, because somebody say, I didn't know he had a son. So with Eddie Robinson over at Alabama State, man, I mean, with one win on the season, they came in hyped behind the defense, and, they just have not quite lived up to the expectation that I think many had of Alabama State.
I'm going to say not yet. I'm going to say that seat is warm. Not yet. He's an alumnus of the school. So anytime you're an alumnus of the school, they seem to give you a little bit more rope than most people get. So I think not yet. It's warming up, and we'll see how it plays out, but I wouldn't say he's on the hot seat.
Quickly, before you guys get out of here, keys to victory for Southern and Florida A&M. Whoever wants to go first can go first.
Trenches first, if you got it.
Trenches. That's what that game is going to be on. Trenches.
Yeah. Jay?
Quarterbacks. Whichever quarterback, and it kind of goes with what Tiffany said, whichever quarterback can stay upright, not get hit a lot against these defenses, they're going to kind of dominate this performance. So I think it's going to be, like Tiff said, the trenches, but the quarterback. Whichever quarterback has the better day statistically, that's going to be the winner. Period.
All right. We really appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with us for a little while. We'll see you guys upstairs on the call. Have a great call. Have a great game tonight, Tiff and Jay.
Man, y'all got over on us, man. Now, Tiffany, I'm not splitting my check with you, so I want the full
hey, you know what?
to that one. So
listen, Jay.
Do that.
Jay, you in Louisiana, you know, we pay.
House this morning. Just trying to get some Waffle House this morning.
Yeah, Jay, listen, you know, you in Louisiana, we paying food, brother. Look, we paying food, so, you know, you always going to be good and well taken care of. You know, we paying food, so you can never go wrong in Louisiana.
That's why I love coming down.
Look, I was talking to him yesterday. He couldn't even talk to me. That gumbo was so good to him. Look, he's like, hold on, brother. Let me finish this one last spoon of this gumbo. Hold on, brother. So, yeah.
Right.
Hey, we paying food, but you know what? I was talking about Eddie Robinson, Eddie George. Tennessee State and Alabama State need to play the Eddie Bowl. How about that?
That works for me.
You feeling the Eddie Bowl? Get them caught up. Hey, thank you guys for joining us, and listen, good luck on your call tonight. Hey, should be one heck of a game. I know you guys can't pick a winner, but Tiff, I know who you'll probably be going for deep down in your heart. I already know.
You told the so her defense, she's a professional.
I know she is.
It won't show on the air.
You know, I got to jab at it a little bit. This is one heck of a rivalry. I know a lot of people talk about Southern Grambling. A lot of people talk about Southern Jackson State. But Southern family, when you talk about the bands, the pageantry of both fan bases, you talk about, and listen, I'm just glad this game is not at Bragg Memorial Stadium today. That is one heck of a tough place to go get a victory for any team, and I don't care who you are, but I'm glad it's in Baton Rouge. But, you know, I had to put a little jab because when you talk about Southern and FAMU, this is rich tradition and history, and it is a rivalry that I think now with FAMU being in the SWAC now, that you're going to start to see, I think, grow back to what it once was back in the day.
I would agree with that. You can't forget, two of the best bands of all time.
Yes, definitely.
Well, Jay, when I see your top five, when you give me 5 bands today, Southern better be at number 1.
Well, look,
all right, man, I gotta go.
All right.
What'd you say, Tim?
I said the HBCU band rankings have Southern at number 1. So,
and you know, Jay won't put us there. Jay, he likes Bethune-Cookman's band, I believe. So.
That's one of my favorite bands.
I know it is.
They're pretty good. I like what they do. But I would say one of the most impressive performances I've seen, and I'm not so shocked that Southern's on top of the HBC Band of the Year rankings, because that performance they had versus Jackson State, and they did the last show at halftime match, and the elements. They're taking it to another level. So I know somewhere Dr. Isaac Gray, my old homeboy, he's looking down, being very proud of what the Jaguar band, but the human jukebox.
Come on now.
Right now.
Come on now. What they said, put some respect on it. Come on now. I appreciate you guys for joining us this morning. I got over on you, but I appreciate y'all for taking it. And guess what? I'll make sure I find what you like, Jay. You want some gumbo? You want a turkey wing? You want some good fried fish? What you looking for today, Jay?
Gumbo always works, but I'm actually, what I can't find down here, I want a good pork chop. I want a good pork chop.
We'll make that work, and we'll see if we can make that work
I may
for you.
stop by the store on my way going out there, then whoever got the grill, I said, man, these is Jay's pork chops. All right?
Tip said she wanted Waffle House. Tip, what else do you need?
Oh, I need some gumbo. I need some gumbo. I had some chicken stew last time. It was delicious.
Don't you just love coming to Baton Rouge?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's one of my favorite places to come for food.
Exactly. Jay, I got you a little blue in the smoke for you, all right? In the stove.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Look forward to it, brother.
All right,
I'm going. Holler at y'all.
Have a good call, man. Have a good call with you. All right, thank y'all.
All right, listen, that was a good interview right there.
Yeah, it was. It was good having Jay and Tiffany on. You know,
they wasn't expecting that one.
No, you pulled it off.
Yeah, I went to them both differently. You know, Jay was eating that gumbo. I said, hey, man, you want to go? Then Tiffany said, hey, man, let me holler, you know. So, yeah.
Yeah, you pulled it off. That was a good get right there.
Yeah.
That was a good get. So, for people, old friends, we go back a long way. So, it's good to have them on, man. They stayed on. Good. Appreciate them because they gave us way more time than
I appreciate it. Listen, let me talk to you real quick before we get ready to get up out of here. Keys to success today for Southern against FAMU, and what do you think if FAMU can get it done, what will they get it done from in terms of success?
FAMU, run the ball, play defense. Southern, run the ball, play defense.
Damn, just run the ball.
Both teams. This has to be a playmaker game.
Mm-hmm.
What team is, you have to do what you do, run the ball, play defense, get your playmakers one-on-one and see who has the best playmakers. I think these teams are so evenly matched that it's going to come down to playmakers.
Yeah.
And who can get their playmakers in open field and get the ball to them.
I've heard the saying, Willie will Willie it up and Dooley will Dooley it up. Who's going to ooh it up the most?
That is the question.
I want that on the shirt.
Will it be the Simmons swoon or the Eric era? Which one is it? Will it be the Simmons swoon? Because Coach Simmons teams have tend to swoon or fall off at the end, and the Eric era, it will Eric Dooley make an error, not an error to give the FAMU a possibility of winning. So we'll see.
And I like what FAMU does. It's never pretty. I call Willie Simmons the finesse guy. They find ways. Listen, it's not pretty, but they find ways to get it done. Yep. Southern's going to have to come ready to play. The Jaguar Nation is going to have to be ready to show up, too, to be that 12th man.
That's right. So we're going to be up there, so you guys come and join us. And if the man upstairs says the same, we'll be back at the same time in the same place, because as always, it's the Jaguar Journal.
All it takes to complete the event.